Divorce Private Investigator. We all wish that all marriages would last forever, but sometimes this simply is not the case. When marriages go wrong, it can cause both the couple and any kids and other relatives from the marriage to suffer. When this happens, our clients hired divorce private investigators and infidelity private investigators from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City to conduct divorce private investigations and adultery private investigations on their behalf. These child custody private detectives and adultery private investigators from our private investigation agency near me specialize in divorce private investigations and unfaithful spouse private investigations. What is a divorce private investigator from a private investigation agency near me? A divorce detective from a private investigation agency in Oklahoma is someone who conducts investigations on behalf of a couple that is divorcing or has divorced, as well as on behalf of parents and legal guardians of children. Divorce private investigators in Oklahoma are also known as unfaithful spouse investigators and child custody private investigators. Mostly, our adultery detectives and parental kidnapping private investigators from our private investigation agency solve private investigations involving marital infidelity private investigations, child custody private investigations, and parental kidnapping private investigations. If you or someone you love and care about are going through a divorce, are experiencing infidelity in your marriage, or are having child custody issues, then you need to hire the best infidelity private investigator or should hire the best cheating spouse private detective from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma right away. You do not want an adultery private detective or a parental kidnapping investigator from our private detective agency conducting adultery private investigations or divorce private investigations for the other side. So hire an unfaithful spouse private investigator or hire a divorce private detective now and to get the best legal professionals working hard on your behalf. Why would someone need to hire a divorce private detective near me from a private detective agency in Norman to conduct divorce investigations? As mentioned earlier, there are many reasons why our clients choose to hire a divorce private investigator or hire an infidelity private investigator from our private detective agency in War Acres, Oklahoma, to conduct cheating spouse investigations and unfaithful spouse investigations on their behalf. The most common reasons why our clients hire a parental kidnapping private detective or hire a cheating spouse private investigator from our private investigation agency in Nichols Hills, Oklahoma, are as follows. 1. Cheating spouse private investigations. Cheating spouse private investigations by an adultery private detective from our private investigation agency in Bethany help catch cheaters or possible cheaters in the act. Marital infidelity can be atrociously hard and completely devastating, but our adultery private investigators and divorce private investigators from our private investigation agency in the Village, Oklahoma, help take the guesswork out of it and help you find the truth. 2. Child custody private investigations. All too often, children quickly become the worst casualties and collateral damage when parents divorce, caught right in the middle and often used as pawns during ongoing battles and confrontations between dueling parents. Some parents expose their kids to inappropriate things, abuse them, hang around convicted sex offenders, or even engage in parental kidnapping. When this happens, you need to hire a parental kidnapping private investigator or need to hire a child custody private investigator from our private detective agency in Oklahoma City to assist you. Hire a divorce private detective or hire a parental kidnapping private detective from our private investigation agency near me today to assist you with all your child custody investigations and divorce private investigations needs. 3. Parental kidnapping private investigations. Has the other parent or legal guardian snatched your kids in violation of a standing child custody order and taken off with them? If so, this is never okay, and you need to hire a divorce detective or parental kidnapping investigator from our private detective agency near me to conduct parental kidnapping investigations or child custody investigations on your behalf. You do not want to waste time and need to hire the best skip tracer and hire the best divorce private detective from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma to conduct nationwide skip tracing and child custody private investigations on your behalf. 4. Nationwide skip traces. If someone has gone missing, such as a spouse you are trying to serve with court papers or someone who's kidnapped your children, then our skip tracers and divorce private investigators at our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, can conduct nationwide skip trace services to help locate missing persons on your behalf. Our skip trace service is second to none. Hire a divorce private investigator or hire a parental kidnapping private investigator near me from our private investigation agency to conduct skip tracing and child custody private investigations on your behalf. 5. Nationwide criminal background checks. Need to do a background check on your spouse or someone your ex-spouse is bringing around your children? Our skip tracers and child custody detectives from our private investigation agency and more are perfect for the job. Fast, extremely intelligent, and experienced, our divorce private investigators near me and infidelity private investigators at our private investigation agency can pull up both criminal and civil records on just about anyone, anywhere, nationwide. If you are looking to hire a skip tracer or to hire an unfaithful spouse private investigator from our private investigation agency to conduct unfaithful spouse investigations and divorce private investigations on your behalf, then please contact one of the licensed infidelity private investigators or parental kidnapping private investigators at our private investigation agency today for further assistance. 6. License plate checks. During the course of our child custody investigations, divorce investigations, and adultery private investigations, our adultery private detectives and divorce private investigators at our private investigation agency in Oklahoma sometimes locate mysteriously suspicious vehicles that require them to determine whom the vehicle is registered to. It could be someone one of the spouses is cheating with, or perhaps it is an individual one parent or legal guardian is bringing around the kids. What is the name of the person, and where does the person live? These are all questions that our marital infidelity private investigators and divorce private detectives from our private investigation agency can work hard to discover with a license plate check. If our unfaithful spouse investigator or child custody private investigator from our private detective agency in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, still needs more information after running the license plate check on the individual, then they can easily perform a skip trace service or conduct a nationwide criminal background report on virtually any adult in the United States to find additional information on the person of interest. 7. Social media scans, deep internet searches. Social media scans and deep internet searches often tell us what civil and criminal background checks do not. These special social media scans and deep internet searches can often pull up any public posts the person of interest has made or about whom others have made public posts. The same social media scans and deep internet searches will also pull up news stories about the person of interest. Social media scans and deep internet searches complement civil and criminal background checks as a clever way to help fill in the missing informational gaps. 8. Post office box checks and forwarded mail checks. Sometimes when people move and a skip trace service does not pull up a new address for them, a mail forwarding check to see if they've forwarded their mail from their old address to a new one can prove very beneficial in helping to locate a missing person you're trying to find. Likewise, when a skip trace pulls up only a post office box and not a physical address, our divorce private detectives and unfaithful spouse private detectives can also run a post office box check to find out what physical address is associated with the post office box. Only our licensed marital infidelity private detectives and divorce private investigators at our private investigation agency have access to this confidential information. Persons who are not parental kidnapping private investigators, adultery private investigators, kidnapping private investigators, or process servers from our detective agency in Oklahoma City do not have access to this kind of protected information. Thus, if you need to locate someone with a post office box check or mail forwarding check, then please contact a missing persons private investigator or divorce private investigator from our private investigation agency near me today for more information and results. 9. Testimony in the courtroom and DHS child custody hearings. In the event you need to hire a divorce private investigator or hire an unfaithful spouse private investigator from our private detective agency near me to testify in the courtroom and during the Department of Human Services hearings about cases they've worked on your behalf, it can be done. Our infidelity investigators and cheating spouse investigators in our private investigation agency in Tulsa are extremely adept at providing professional courtroom and DHS custody hearing testimony. Hire the best unfaithful spouse private investigator or hire the best parental kidnapping private investigator from our private investigation agency today. These are just some of the many services that our missing persons private investigators and divorce private detectives from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City can conduct on behalf of our clients. Our unfaithful spouse investigators and parental kidnapping detectives are top-notch and second to none. Hire an unfaithful spouse private detective or hire a marital infidelity private investigator from our private investigation agency today for the best results possible. Why do people choose to hire a divorce investigator from a private investigation agency to conduct divorce investigations? As mentioned earlier, our clients who hire a child custody private investigator or divorce detective from our private detective agency in Bethany, Oklahoma, often do so because they are going through a divorce, are married or in an otherwise committed relationship but suspect infidelity, and or have ongoing child custody issues with the other custodial parent or legal guardian. When this happens, our clients insist upon the right to hire a marital infidelity investigator or choose to hire an unfaithful spouse private investigator from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, to find the information and obtain the legal results they need. Whether you are going through a child custody battle, a bitter divorce, or are worried about possible marital infidelity, your choice to hire a divorce private detective or an adultery private investigator from our private investigation agency in Edmond that conducts parental kidnapping investigations and child abuse private investigations can benefit you significantly. Put the power of the law on your side by choosing to hire the best private investigation agency in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma now. What information does a divorce detective from a private investigation agency in Guthrie, Oklahoma seek when conducting divorce private investigations? Whenever a divorce private investigator or an unfaithful spouse private investigator from our private investigation agency in Piedmont, Oklahoma, is conducting infidelity private investigations on your behalf, there will be certain information he, she, they will need to first obtain to better assist you. For cheating spouse investigation, your marital infidelity private detective from our private detective agency in Oklahoma City will require the following information. For surveillance, the name of your spouse or partner, the home and residential addresses where your spouse or partner lives and works, pictures of your spouse or partner for identification purposes, photographs of the vehicle and vehicle's license plate that your spouse or partner drives, names and locations of favorite hangouts of your spouse or partner, your spouse or partner's work schedule. All of the above information for anyone you suspect your spouse or partner might be cheating with, if known. The dates and times you want our infidelity private investigator or divorce detective from our private investigation agency to conduct surveillance on your spouse or partner. A clear written statement of everything you want us to do and why, including any suspected incidences of marital infidelity or adultery. For catfishing, the social media profiles of your spouse or partner. Any suspected romantic and/or sex apps or sites you suspect your spouse or partner may already have created sex or romance profiles on, or upon which she, he, they, is, are most likely to do so. A clear description of the type of woman, man, or non-binary individual your spouse or partner would be most attracted to, such as age, race, height, weight, hair color, breast and groin features, etc. Skip trace service, social media scans and deep internet searches, and criminal background checks. Our skip tracers near me and unfaithful spouse private investigators at our private investigation agency kindly request that you include as much of the following information as you have about the person of interest, knowing you may very well not have it all. Person of interest's full legal name. Person of interest's date of birth, year of birth, or age range. Person of interest's social security number or last 4 digits of it. Person of interest's current and previous phone numbers. Person of interest's current and previous email addresses. Person of interest's current and previous home and business addresses and dates at the addresses if known. Person of interest's current and previous driver's license numbers. Person of interest's social media links. Person of interest's race. Person of interest's usernames on social media profiles, apps, and URLs. Child custody private investigations. For child custody investigations, our child custody detectives and missing persons private investigators at our private investigation agency hereby request the following information that is helpful when conducting divorce private investigations and child abuse private investigations. Names, ages, home, work, and school addresses and photographs of all the children. Names, residential and work addresses, and photographs of the adults who are around the kids. Photographs of all vehicles and accompanying license plates in which the kids are transported or drive. Children's school schedule and name. Adults' work schedules if known. Dates and times you want our child custody detectives and divorce private detectives from our private investigation agency to conduct surveillance. A clear written explanation of what you want our licensed child abuse private investigators and parental kidnapping private investigators to do and why. A written explanation of any suspected or known child abuse or neglect by any of the kids or adults, including dates and number of known and suspected incidences. Copies of all victim protection orders, child custody agreements, court orders, etc. License plate checks. The license plate number of the tag and state of registration for the vehicle you want our divorce private investigator or adultery private investigator at our private investigation agency to run. Please include the VIN number as well as the make, model, and year of the vehicle if known. As noted earlier, our licensed private investigators in Oklahoma City and Infidelity private detectives near me at our private investigation agency in Ardmore, Oklahoma, can conduct all kinds of divorce private investigations and child custody private investigations on behalf of our clients. If you or someone you know requires the services of a child abuse private investigator or an unfaithful spouse private investigator at our private detective agency in Oklahoma City, please contact one of the owners of our private investigation agency in Oklahoma today for more information. How do divorce private investigators from private investigation agencies near me find cheating spouses? As previously stated above, our divorce private detectives in Oklahoma and our marital infidelity private investigators in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, have many ways to catch cheaters cheating and engaging in adultery. From surveillance to catfishing to other methods of unfaithful spouse investigations, our divorce detectives and cheating spouse detectives at our private investigation agency in the village are extremely adept at what they do and stand ready and willing to assist people in need of adultery investigations in Oklahoma. To recap, our adultery private detectives and divorce private investigators from our private detective agency can perform the following services during their cheating spouse investigations: surveillance, catfishing, nationwide criminal background checks, license plate checks, social media scans and deep internet searches, nationwide skip trace service, post office box and mail forwarding check, ongoing monitoring of the person of interest's social media accounts. If you or someone you know needs to hire a cheating spouse private investigator or wishes to hire an adultery private investigator from our private investigation agency in Oklahoma City to conduct divorce private investigations or unfaithful spouse private investigations on your behalf, then please contact one of the owners of our private detective agency in Nichols Hills, Oklahoma today for more information.